Well, today is Saturday, and I realize I have not filmed anything, and it's about to get really busy and crazy. So, what everybody did for breakfast, I have no idea. I'm really good at that, aren't I? No, breakfast is kind of, you guys know what's available, you guys know what to do, you guys can do that. I know some had cereal, some had whatever. We all woke up late, it's Saturday, and just after a full week, we slept in, and it was beautiful and wonderful. I had plans to make breakfast. I pulled everything out to make a good breakfast, but that didn't happen. Okay, so I'm at lunch, and I have an impromptu. I am hosting dinner tonight with not only my sisters, my mom, and us, but I have invited another family. So, last minute decision, we're going on that. I'm getting that ready to go now. For lunch, I'm going to share with you, some of us will not be here for lunch. We're gonna go celebrate my sister's birthday. We have a paint thing. Anyway, so the three boys will have toast. I saw this on Jessica Wander's channel, and I thought this is something my boys would like, and I only have one can of this, so it's a great way to use it up. She made toast. She added this on top of it. I'm gonna add some ham to it that I have, and then fried an egg and put it on top of that. And we'll see if they like that. I'm gonna try it, why not? For dinner tonight, because things are gonna get crazy busy and I will not be filming. Here's what I'm going. Right now, I have this recipe that I am making. You know, the Lord just moves in mysterious ways. Last night I pulled out 2 roasts, thinking, okay, let's make some more beef jerky, and my daughter was like, yeah, I guess we should, and I'm like, oh, maybe I misunderstood, and we really don't need beef jerky right now. It's something that my husband, my son, and my daughter especially, when they need some meat protein, they do. But it turns out this will be great, because now I will have enough roast thawed to feed everybody. So I'm using this recipe. I'll leave it linked down below. I found it on Pinterest. The reason I went for this one, it uses coffee in here. Fun story, I do not have any brown gravy mix, but you can look up brown gravy mix recipe online and find a way to make your own, which is exactly what I did. So we're going to have roast tonight. My daughter requested green bean casserole. We're going to have that. My mom does not like green bean casserole. So I will probably, I think there's 1 bag of Brussels sprouts left over. So I might make something with that. I may not. I may just cook up some corn or something. I don't know. We'll see. And then mashed potatoes, because the lady I have coming is very pregnant and mashed potatoes are her one weakness. Especially my mashed potatoes, because I like to put dill in my mashed potatoes and make them good and creamy. So that is the plan for tonight. And I will see you later. I will let you know if we liked the roast, especially because coffee is such a unique ingredient for this. So I will let you know if we like it. And tomorrow is Sunday. I have plans. Also for a dessert, I plan on making that applesauce dessert that I made last week, because this is a family that was over here that day and they liked it as well. Or I might make a carrot cake, because that just sounds absolutely amazing right now. We will see. So that tomorrow is breakfast, or tomorrow is Sunday, and it is Super Bowl Sunday. I will not be filming, so this is probably the wrap up for this week. Super Bowl Sunday is something that I do specifically for my boys. They love football. I never grew up with that, but they do. They love it, and it's just something that I do for them. So breakfast tomorrow is usually cereal. I might even get some blueberry muffins made as the, you know, things that I'm doing this afternoon. We will see. So that's something that they could do. Yes, my dear. Lunch is usually leftovers, and I have leftovers that I really need us to eat, so we will probably do that. If not, I made the pesto pasta last night for my sister. We have a half a pan left of that. What I might do is I pulled out some Italian sausages. I might just cook all that up and put it in the sausage tomorrow, and we'll just do that for lunch. That's probably actually what will end up happening. And then Super Bowl Sunday, what I'm bringing twice baked potatoes. I usually do the twice baked cauliflower, but I'm going to do twice baked potatoes this time. I'm bringing ham and cheese sliders, and I'm bringing I'll make a list right here for you. This is what I'm going to bring. And that is a wrap up for week 5. I am currently working on a mental list, or week 6. I think it's week 6. 5. I think we're on week 6. That's a wrap up for week 6. I am currently working on a list and thought process for a video that I want to do. A lot of self-reflection on me and a lot of kind of wondering going forward just how we're going to do things. So please stay tuned for that video. It will be out as soon as I can. I wanted it for Money Management Monday, kind of bringing that back in. Oh, okay. I wanted it for I wanted it for a Money Management Monday video, but it's not going to happen. So stay tuned. It will be out as soon as I can. All right, I'm going to go do the mom thing. And here's what it looked like, and the boys gave it a thumbs up and had it a second time. Thank you. Hello, welcome to whatever week it is. I think we're on week 7 of this pantry challenge. And by now the video should be out talking about challenge. So we're starting today with a not so big challenge of it. So yesterday's Super Bowl, my friend and I went to Costco, and I actually got to go in, which is phenomenal. And I picked up some croissants there. Croissants are one weakness in this family. It was a huge thing for $6, so 50 cents a very large croissant. So, in going with the pantry theme, I have this, but I'm not, whatever, I can't think. I saw a kid do something and I second glance, and now that brain is, that other part of my brain is not turned off. Using tuna from my pantry is part of the pantry challenge. However, the croissants are not. So, we'll see how the rest of this week goes. That was kind of our splurge as well as breakfast this morning. So my sister wanted, Costco used to make those packs of 12, I believe, muffins where you have the chocolate and the lemon poppy seed and the blueberry. Apparently they don't do that anymore. They make packs of 6 large muffins, but you get either chocolate or lemon poppy seed. You get 2 for $9.99. So what I did was I bought the 2 and I split them in half. I gave her 3 chocolate and 3 lemon, and then I took the rest home for my kids, and I said everybody could have 1 for breakfast. And it was good. So, and then we have more muffins here. These are the cranberry orange muffins. And we have cuties for whoever wants it. So that was breakfast. We're moving on to lunch. Dinner. Dinner is going to be thrown into the crock pot. So if for whatever reason I don't get to dinner because I got to take my mom to the airport, we are having ham and bean soup. That ham bone from 2 Sundays ago. Wait, no. Yesterday was Sunday, so the previous week needs to be used up. So we are going to make ham and bean soup, and what is not eaten will get thrown into the freezer. That will be dinner tonight. Alright, I do not think I have filmed, be quiet for a minute. I do not think I have filmed anything for meals today. So let me start week 5 with breakfast and lunch or brunch. We did this pancake mix from the food pantry, and then it says to add water, and I used buttermilk. So we used that up and had some canned pears and all that kind of stuff to go with it. I know some kids made some smoothies and whatnot, so there's that. Now for dinner, I don't have my brain all together, but that's kind of normal for me. So I thought I was making a Mexican meatball soup, but then I couldn't figure out why I had this chicken out and not the stuff to make the meatballs. So I have part 1 started on this. You need to make like a tomato sauce, so I just did 2 containers of cherry tomatoes here to make this. And then this second container, I don't have the lid top to that, but these are like flavor bomb cherry things. These need to be eaten up. There's about 3 cups of cherry tomatoes in here, and this is a different dish. Found it. This is the recipe I'm using for tonight. I did not have any mozzarella cheese, and I know I could use the Gouda that we use, but I have a bunch of string cheese that suddenly nobody likes. So I just tore off pieces of the string cheese and used that for this. So we're gonna have this, and I do not have like a carb side, but I do have some greens. I took 3 cans of these cut green beans, and I threw them in the air fryer with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and Parmesan cheese. So that is what's going to be for dinner, and I will see you tomorrow. I know I should mention this now. I know I have company planned on coming over for tomorrow lunch, and so I will probably not get to film anything of that, but I can tell you the meal plan. The plan is for lunch tomorrow to be mac and cheese for the kids, and then us adults are going to have some fried rice. So that is the plan for lunch tomorrow, in case I don't get to filming it. And that is my air fryer letting me know that it's time to eat. Alright, so for breakfast this morning, I made this chocolate banana smoothie. Chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie. Ooh, that's a mouthful. I have 3 kids that want it. I don't know about the 4th, and the 5th is at work. We're going to have that with this applesauce muffin recipe, which I am not too thrilled about. It barely made 12. But yeah, I'm just trying different ones and figuring out which one's our favorite. So I will let you know if it was worth the effort. Hello, welcome to Friday, February 10th. I pretty much have flopped in everything this week. Everything. But that's okay. It's just how life rolls in here. You get to see kind of a more realistic look at day-to-day life, and just how sometimes things just don't go the way we planned. And remembering to film what we eat and all of that is part of this. So a lot of the last few days have just been kind of not really making anything in particular, because we have food that I want to use up. So with that, this morning for breakfast, I made blueberry smoothies that almost everybody enjoyed. And then for lunch, I reheated that minestrone soup, and I think everybody's gotten what they want, and there is still this much left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a container and pop it in my freezer. And then if I collect enough, like accumulate a certain amount of soups, then we'll just have a soup day. And that way nothing gets wasted. Tonight is my sister's birthday, and I'm making her birthday dinner, so I wouldn't kind of, I'm not going to pull out leftovers again. And then for tomorrow, we'll just kind of play things by ear as to what we eat. And then Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. So there's that. I'm going to go put this away, and I will see you at dinner time, possibly. Again, it's my sister's birthday. I will try to film a little bit and then do a voiceover for that. But if not, she has requested blueberry pie and a pesto pasta dish. So that's what we're going to have, and I will see you in the next clip. So I'm making my sister's birthday dinner, and I kind of wanted to show you how I do things in order to utilize what I'm doing to the best that I possibly can. Okay, so for example, for tonight's example, I'm making some roasted sweet potatoes. And obviously the description box below has the recipe, but what I noticed in making these things is that it had ingredients very similar to my tuna cake patties. So I whipped up a very simple batch of tuna cake patties. This is only half batch, but all that leftover Parmesan cheese spice mixture And egg is not going to go to waste. I just made a simple batch that I can throw in the refrigerator. I can make another batch later, whatever. Or my husband can take this for work. So that's kind of one way that we didn't lose that little bit left over of the Parmesan spice mix and egg. So you'll see what I did here in just a little bit. But yeah. All right, we're starting week 1, 2, 3, 8. I think we're starting week 8 of the 3 Rivers Challenge. The 3 Rivers Challenge is mainly to use what you can in your home. She has no rules. You kind of set your own rules. So some people do kind of a low spend. Some people do a no spend. Some people just find what works for their family and go for it, which would be me. So the main idea here was for our family to kind of start using the stuff that I have preserved over the course of the past year. And then about halfway through January, it was like, oh, we need to also clean out the freezer as quickly as possible. So I will be continuing this challenge further on past February, and we'll see how much actual grocery shopping I'm going to do. So the simplest view of it is you shop your home first. You shop your pantry, your freezer, your fridge. So today is Sunday. For breakfast, I made applesauce banana bread and cut a slice, head out the door. For lunch, we did the salads that you saw in a mobile food pantry haul where my friend gave us a bunch of salads. That was what was for lunch. So tonight was kind of a hodgepodge, throw together type thing. So we have some canned corn, we have some broccoli, we have a roast. This is a really good roast. And we have some sweet potatoes, and everybody can just make it together. Also, with all those grapes, I made grape juice, which then turned into grape jello. Super simple, super easy, but that's what we're having. It's super yummy. Do you have something to say?
It's very yummy. I love you, good piece of
So that's what's for dinner tonight. So I had an appointment this morning. Breakfast was whatever. There's like frozen waffles that I made that's in the freezer. There's frozen pancakes. There's muffins. Blah. Somebody finished the banana bread. Anyway, we're on to lunch, and I'm cleaning out the fridge of leftovers that we didn't get finished yesterday. So we have some broccoli and cheese soup. I had one kid that ate that, and I will probably eat some of this. One kid requested rice. I have kids that love to eat this, so there we go. And then I have my oldest is not here, so she's doing whatever she's doing with my other sister and a friend. So they'll all have their own lunch. And then my 2 boys bought some Cheeto mac and cheese. The jalapeno Cheeto mac and cheese. That's like their favorite. And that's what they chose to eat for lunch. And my other son, he's heading out to work, so he ate some beef that was left over from last night and a couple other things. Yeah, so that's what is for lunch today, and I will see you at dinner time. Alright, here is tonight's dinner, and it uses a lot of the freezer and pantry stuff. So I put a box of penne noodles, so it's the gluten-free ones, in here. And then I took some of my homemade pesto and mixed it in. I have some Parmesan cheese, actually the cheese from the Caesar salads that I got last week from a friend. Those salads, I separated the Parmesan cheese. That's in here. And then a jar of artichoke hearts. These are the ones that I get from Aldi. I had a friend pick this one up for me. I actually prefer the marinated ones. This is just basic artichoke hearts. And this is one way that I use them. I know I get asked a lot how I use this. I use it in everything. I use it on top of my salads. I use it in my pasta. I really just love artichoke hearts. When we get our tax return, one of the things that we always do as a treat for our family, believe it or not, is buy fresh artichokes, and everybody's in heaven. They know that we've gotten our tax check when we go and get artichoke hearts. That's how weird we are. So here's the bottom part of it. Then in here I have some Italian sausage, 2 small onions. This is a fajita mix that I had already prepared and put in my freezer from all of those peppers that I got from the food pantry. So that's also been used out of my freezer, and I just cooked everything up and put it together with this, and we'll serve it with that. And then in here is some green beans. These are sodbuster green beans, which means they are from our garden from last year. So I found 2 bags in my freezer, which means they are the last 2 bags of the year, and we'll just have to wait for a new year. I thought it was all gone, but I found some behind some cut onions. Go figure, right? So that's what's going to be for dinner tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. For breakfast this Monday, I made some pumpkin muffins using mashed sweet potatoes and some cinnamon chocolate chips that we found on clearance last month. And then my son scrambled up some eggs to have with it. Alright, it is Tuesday, and I realized I didn't film the stuff that I'm trying to use up this week in yesterday's video. So I'm going to do that now. Let's just kind of jump right into it. I have these 2. I am probably going to use these as snacks for my boy that is working on a farm this week. So when he gets home, he's super hungry, and it's between dinner, after lunch, so these will work fine, and it just gives him something to tide him over. So that's one of the things that we're going to focus on this week. He knows that this is it for him to use. Alright, I've got some things that I don't normally have on my shelf. I have these mixed greens, and I have this tomatoes and okra. Now I do have a plan for this one. You will see that, well, it's going to be here for lunch. So this one I'm considered used up. This one will be a little fun. Alright, I have a can of chickpeas. I have a whole bunch of canned corn. Now I will probably ask some of my mama friends if they want any of this, just because I have so much here and I don't think I will use all of this before we're given more from the food pantry. So there's 8 here, and I use maybe 1 or 2 in a soup. So yeah, we'll kind of see where we go on that, but I would like these used up this week somehow, some way. If that's blessing some people in my area, that'll be great. If it's just making sure that we're going to have certain soups the rest of the month and use them, that's fine. We probably won't eat them as a side. They're just not our favorite as a side. Okay, this might seem like a lot of applesauce, but I'm still trying to work through all the applesauce that I have received over the times, and I've been kind of saving for the kid I babysit. Well, since I don't have the little one anymore, it's time to basically use these up. Now, if I use 3 of these this week, I will be very happy. But the main goal is just to kind of dwindle this one down. This isn't a use up, this is a dwindle this down. I will probably make some cilantro rice for dinner tonight. We're having taco soup, and I think I'll serve that with some cilantro rice, and that'll work for that one. And then we've got over here, we have 2 cans of white chicken and 4 cans of tuna. Each can of tuna makes 2 tuna patties, and so this will make 8 here, and this will give us 4 more. So this will give us 12 patties, either chicken or tuna. And the main reason why I'm going to make all 4 is I have a couple sisters that are not tuna fans, so they can have the chicken patties, and our family will do the tuna, and then we'll have a couple extra for whoever wants it. And this may be kind of a simple Sunday dinner that I do this weekend, or something that I have during the week. Maybe like, I know off the top of my head, my sister is having eye surgery on Thursday, and I will be out of town, and then I will be home, and I might just do something simple like this for dinner that night, because she'll need to rest, so we'll just make dinner. My other sister is working that day, so I think this will just go the best that day. So kind of thinking that out in my head. Okay, so this is just, again, what I'm focusing on this week, to kind of rotate and do what I can. I'll be honest, I might try to find a way to make this as a good side dish, and that's really loud. I might try to find a way to make this as a side dish rather than just like pouring it into a saucepan and heating it up. Maybe if we like put it on cookie sheets and put it in the oven and roast it a bit, maybe that'll work better. I don't know. But anyway, this is kind of what I'm focusing on this week. In terms of what I have on the shelf, I do have some, like I've got brown gravy mix. This is something that I made for a roast recipe. Worked out great. I still have a bunch of like dehydrated things. So these are mixed dehydrated things. So if I do something like stir fry, I need to rehydrate these, and I need time to rehydrate these. I have some tomato powder that's pretty solid. Anybody have an idea to how to help me on that one? That is more because I was stupid and I poured this over a steaming pot and all the steam went in here and then made that solid. So well done on my part there. This is dehydrated carrots. One of the things that I've been holding on to, and today may be the day. Today just may be the day. There's sunflower seeds. No, I will move so you can do that. I will make these up. These are homegrown black beans. So maybe we'll do that as part of our taco soup tonight. And use that up. But as for the rest, like I said, there's just different things. Oops, I guess I should help. There's just some different things here to kind of use up in one way, shape, or form. I don't know if this is worth trying to salvage. I did try this a couple of times. These are dehydrated grape tomatoes, and I tried to rehydrate them and it just turned into this mush. So that might just be worth saying goodbye. These are things that I add to soups or anytime I can just kind of put a little bit in. These are my dehydrated mushrooms, which is fantastic because I've been kind of hoarding some of my canned mushrooms. That has been going way too fast. So, and then these are sweet pickles, and we're not much of a sweet pickle fan. But we're having burgers this Friday with some friends and family, so maybe I'll pull it out for that. In other news, we've still got plenty of spaghetti sauce. This should be in the fridge. I have some salad dressing. I noticed I didn't have any kind that my sisters like when they were here. Let's see what else we got. This turned out to be something my kids did not like. My husband and I enjoy it, but not enough to keep so much on the shelves. Let's see. I'm probably going to see if anybody wants this. I have so much mustard still, and we go through maybe one bottle every 3 years. A bottle that size anyway. I get the smallest size. I don't have many people here that like mustard. We barely got snow this year, enough anyways to make enough clean snow to make snow ice cream, which is mainly why I got these. So that will probably just get put aside for later. I have one of these, and I don't know why I have one. I know it was from the food pantry, and it's like, oh, I should keep this. I know. I have a mama do with the baby any day, and I was like, oh, this will work for one of the recipes I want to make her. Let's see. This has a 2024 date, so this will be good. I'm in no hurry to use that up. Let's see. yeah, just a whole bunch of things. I would like to try to get some of our soups cycled through. This is a huge mess down here, but it always is. This is kind of all of our specialty flours and specialty things, and just no really organization in how to make it work. But here's what I was trying to find. I was like, I know I have a place where all of those hairs are supposed to be. There we go. So, really happy with where I am. And we'll just keep plugging along. Okay, here is our dinner. So this is taco soup for Taco Tuesday. In here is a quart of pinto beans that I canned. We had a small mason jar of black beans that we grew. It was the only harvest that we have of it. So I cooked those up, and those are in here. So that is the first and last of the Sodbuster black beans. I have some corn in here left over from a side dish the other night. I have some taco chicken that has been in the freezer for almost a year now. So that needs to be used up. I also have a, I think it's just 1 can of diced green peppers. Might have, yeah, I think it's just 1. And then some cut up olives, and then 1 quart of bone broth in here, and 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. And then we served it with some tortilla chips, some of the sour cream. This is the last of the food pantry sour cream, and some fresh cilantro. And that was what was for dinner tonight. Okay, one of the things that I learned in the last 2 months is that if I start breakfast the night before, we are more likely to have a good, successful breakfast. We have Colonial Town, I think it is, it's a documentary going on in the background, so you're going to hear that. Alright, so I'm going to share with you what I'm making tonight for breakfast tomorrow. Okay, so in here I've got 2 eggs, some green onion, and some dill. I'm going to add this to it. Now, the recipe calls for fresh shredded zucchini. This is the ones that I did earlier this year and put in the freezer. It called for some drained chickpea, so that used that can of chickpea up. And you kind of pulse it with some garlic. Now, it does call for shredded carrot, and I'm kind of taking a chance with this cubed, but we're going to try it. And I am going to make some zucchini fritters. Alright, it is Wednesday. It is Ash Wednesday, actually, and we have about a half hour before we need to leave, so I came home and I rushed to kind of throw something together for dinner because I did not get to the planned dinner for tonight. So, today at the mobile food pantry, we got some Adagio cheese bagels? That's what it's called. And so I put together these pizzas. So this used some hand-canned or homemade pizza sauce, and then I put some pepper jack cheese on it from the food pantry, some of this chicken on here. This chicken is from last week when my friend brought us those salads. I had separated the chicken, so we're kind of doing like a buffalo chicken here. They can drizzle some barbecue sauce over it. So that's the quick dinner for tonight, and then I just pulled out what I could of like produce for them to eat with it. So that's what we're having for Wednesday night, and I'll see you tomorrow. So this is the day that for lunch we had some of those burritos that I purchased earlier this week. Now I'm going to show you dinner. Build your own taco bowls, or steak bowls, whatever you want to call it.
You want beans in your salad?
And this is why I like to food prep, because then handsome little 7-year-olds like this can get breakfast for themselves. So they pulled out the waffles that I pre-made, popped them in the toaster oven. This morning I made some sausage, and that is breakfast today, Friday, February 24th. Okay, for lunch today, some of us are having canned soup and some of us are having the leftover bagel pizzas. So this is the chicken wild rice soup, and then I am having the lentil. I don't know if anybody else will eat it, but this is my favorite. You are eating too much. Okay, dinner tonight, we were supposed to have company, and that didn't work out, so we kind of changed gears here. So there's a ton of food here, but that's mainly because I had the food out all day and it was warming up because I was trying to defrost it, and then it ended up being a warmer day today. So we cooked it all up. So here are plenty of burgers. My husband can take some for work this week, and we're supposed to have companies and we had to switch out. So I turned the 1 pound of ground turkey that I was going to make some turkey burgers with, I turned it into meatballs, so we'll have that tomorrow. This is a sample of my daughter's plate. So we have salad with artichokes and olives, sweet potato fries that I'm forcing them to eat, and a burger. Some of the things that we're using on here are, anybody that wants some pickles, these are the bread and butter ones, so these are a sweeter pickle. This is the caramelized onion jam. There's avocado to put on your either salad or your burger. Ketchup, barbecue sauce. We still have some pickled asparagus. And then for the salad, we have Italiano, Greek, ranch, and mustard if anybody wants to put it on their burger. And that is what is for dinner tonight. So this is how my husband has it. There's no bun because, you know, he eats it with sauerkraut. I put mine on the burger. That is one more way to use it, sauerkraut. Okay, for lunch day, here's a sample plate. Here is the tuna cakes that I made and what's left of the vegetables, and there's the scallop potatoes. This one they've actually both had broccoli in it from Food Pantry. Okay, let's kind of talk about these tuna cakes because I tried something a little different today. Well, first of all, we are completely out of mayo. Yes, I know I could make my own mayo. I just don't have, didn't really have the time to do it. As it was, we ate lunch at 2 because I kept getting interrupted. So I used the last of our sour cream. There are chunks of carrot in here from one of the canned carrots, and it really changed the whole tuna cake here. So kids aren't completely as thrilled with this one. However, if you take some ranch and pour it over the top, it does give it a little more of a good... Hungry? Honey, let's not eat in the bedroom. It does give it a little more flavor. So that's what's for lunch on Saturday. There is never a dull moment or an idle moment going on in my house. The sick cow that you're hearing in the background is my washer because that thing runs full cycle. I'm going to share with you what we're doing tonight for dinner. Can't believe it's already 8 o'clock. I've lost complete track of time. I have been working in the kitchen all afternoon. Let me share with you what we're going to have. Okay, so for dinner tonight, I pulled out 2 jars of the home canned tomato sauce that I made. So one was marinara, one was spaghetti sauce. Before I put that into the pot, I had put a cut up onion in here with some oil. I had also sauteed some fresh mushrooms that I put in here and some garlic. And we just kind of let that cook for a little bit. Then I added about half of my frozen block of spinach to this, and then I added some of this red wine vinegar and just kind of let that simmer for, I don't know, 2 minutes maybe. Most of the red wine kind of, cooked in and cooked out of it, and then I added the 2 jars of sauce. So, and then I think this may be the last of the sodbuster green beans, which means from my garden. This is in the freezer. I think it's the last of it. We'll see. Y'all wonder what we put artichoke on. Here's another way that we add it to everything. Again, I love this stuff. This is gluten-free pasta, and then I took a Ziploc bag of the homemade pesto that I did this year with all the basil from my garden, and I added it to that, so you can kind of grab a little bit of this, put a little bit of that on it, throw some of this on it, and then I think my friend gave me this. I did not share it in the video that I recorded of kind of like the blessing box that I got from my friend with the salads and the bananas and the papaya and all that. I found this in there. So we're just going to top this and kind of use it as our Parmesan cheese. And then I've been working on grapes, and I juiced a whole bunch. So we have a quart of juice. We used another 4 cups to make a pan of Jell-O. My husband's really been loving that, as well as one of my sisters. But I have all that crushed grape pulp that I wanted something to do with it. So I just made a grape cobbler, and there's enough to have another batch another day. So a friend of mine just had a baby. I'm thinking about, if this turns out really good, bringing that to them as a baby gift. So that's what's for dinner tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is what we're having for breakfast this Sunday. We stayed home from church. My husband's not feeling good, and because we have new babies in the church and people that have just had surgery, we decided to keep us all home so that we wouldn't spread anything. So we're having eggs. Was it good, Miss Catherine? We're having eggs, a little bit of the cobbler that I made last night, and rice cake. And that's what's for breakfast this Sunday. Okay, here is what is for lunch on Sunday, February 26th. Kind of just putting together a little plate: cookies, crackers, salami, grapes, cuties, and string cheese. And if anybody's hungry, there are still a few more of the tuna cakes in the fridge. So that's what we're going to have for lunch today. For dinner tonight I made lemon Greek chicken. It's a cast iron skillet dish. You can find it in the description box below. It's a family favorite. Served that with avocado, salad, and some greens, and that's what was for dinner. So this is what happens when you have a flop. I made the banana bread, and then I remembered as I'm putting this into the oven that I completely forgot the sugar. The bread is really good, but I'm about to make it even better. So one of the tips that I told you guys this week is that I've learned that if I prepped the breakfast the night before, that we just have a more successful breakfast. So that's what I'm going to do. This is going to end up being overnight French toast. Today is Monday, the last Monday of February. We have 2 more days. So I'm just going to finish this video up with the rest of the meals that we have for the next few days. So yeah, this is overnight French toast. I used a banana bread that I forgot to put sugar in, which tastes totally fine, but it was the perfect bread to make this French toast bake, and so that's what we had for breakfast. And it's a wrap for the 3 Rivers Challenge, because I know for Jessica, she does it for 2 months, the pantry challenge, eat what's at home and whatnot. So I've done it with grocery shopping, make my own rules. You can see all of that information either forthcoming or listed in the listed as links in the description box below. Blech. It's late. I'm tired. So tonight we had chicken soup, and I know I took clips and I was going to share with you, but as soon as my husband came home from work, I dashed out with the meal that I needed to take to the family. There is leftovers, so we'll probably have that for lunch, so stay tuned. You can see that in another upcoming video. Yeah, I'm going to continue on, but I will not be able to obviously call it the 3 Rivers Challenge because it is over officially, I guess. But we're going to continue on with the pantry challenge, so I can mainly clean up my freezer and pantry. But here's a plot twist. I did grocery shopping tonight since I did the budget, and since I was in the big city, I'm taking advantage of the fuel and savings, and I just did that. So stay tuned of how that's going to work out with our minimal budget using what we have in the pantry. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to wrap it up here. Good night.